Hey, what is going on there, Guardians? Evade here and welcome back to the channel. Today, as I'm sure you're aware, Bungie dropped a bunch of new information. I made a video on that a couple of hours ago right on this channel. That one talked about the big changes for the Destiny franchise, things like Destiny 2 going free to play, cross save, no more exclusives, the game transferring to Steam, and a ton of other stuff. Now, if you haven't seen some of that information, I definitely recommend you give it a look, but if you're interested in Shadowkeep, some of the secrets you may have missed, and everything we know so far, this video is going to be for you.
Something wicked has awakened. We must bring an end to this suffering. One way or another.
So let's first begin with a brief story review, and then we'll talk about things you missed in the Vidoc and all the secrets hidden beneath the surface. The first thing to note is that we're returning to the moon, and things have changed this time around, possibly involving the darkness. Something has resurrected these old enemies and created these nightmares we see, and something fishy is definitely going on here. As the heroes of the last safe city have turned their attention to frontiers beyond the protection of the Vanguard, new nightmares have emerged from the shadows of our long-forgotten moon. Called forth by the haunting visions from her tormented past, Eris Morn has returned and unleashed something that once slumbered beneath the lunar surface, a long-dormant power even she cannot control. Return to the moon, journey deep into a mysterious enemy citadel. Help Eris slay these nightmares before they reach out beyond the moon to cast humanity back into an age of darkness. Now that's just a brief overview of the story. Eris has returned and she's unleashed something deep within the moon that, in my opinion, may involve the darkness. I have many theories on this, and I'm going to discuss that probably tomorrow or the next day in another video. But Bungie says that yes, we're returning to the moon. There may be some things we remember, like locations like this, the Anchor of Light, but these areas have all been updated and even new ones have been added, like the tower and cracks in the surface, which will fuel the story even more. The next big change we have coming within Shadowkeep is Armor 2.0 and the changes to armor and customization. Bungie described how now when you play Destiny, you have an armor set that you love the way it looks, and you also have that one next to it that does what you need. It has all the right perks, all the right abilities you need to get the job done, so you usually go with that one instead of the one with the looks, right? So with Armor 2.0, this aims to change that. This allows you to take mods from wherever you want and apply them to that piece of armor. This will allow you to make that good looking armor more powerful and not force you to use something that looks like garbage. Now, something that's also new with this whole customization change is something called Seasonal Artifact. Now, I'm not sure if you only get one of these per season or if there's different variants out there, but these allow you to further customize the mods and perks on your different sets of weapons, and they even compared some of these power abilities to those of exotics. Now, of course, there's filler text in here because this was probably recorded a little bit ago, but things are definitely going to change with armor mods and so on.
Personally, I'm excited about the artifact. Players just get to kind of like fidget with these knobs and switches and do all the things that they want to do.
When you get to this last tier, each of these perks gets relatively close to what an exotic might feel like. That's going to be a lot of fun.
The next thing is called finishing moves, and this allows you to sort of change the animations for different abilities. So here's a quick look at that.
Shadowkeep, what's your favorite?
I mean, there's some crazy ones.
For the hunter, this awesome flourish where he actually does like spin in front of him, has two knives, and then just hits.
I was like, what the heck? Like, what game is this?
Yeah, Titan finisher. He jumps in the air, pulls back, looks at his fist, and
It's kind of like the dunk. There's so many different ways to dunk. You can behind the back, 360, cartwheel, whatever.
Next, they showcased a couple of early exotic weapons that they were working on. The first was a trace rifle, and when fired at an enemy, it created this sort of force field where it acted as a crit spot. So that giant bubble around this hive wizard would be that crit spot where you can do damage easily. The next one was a hand cannon that acts like a sniper rifle.
Fires special ammo, and it's a little bit like a one-handed sniper.
Like, it's actually our only hand cannon with a scope on it. Right now, it kind of lights you on fire if you keep firing it too much. We'll see. Some people like it, some people are kind of but we'll hammer it all out.
Figuring out some knockback, trying to see how big this... Okay, that's probably too much, but you get the idea.
Now when I was watching this Vidoc and I saw those two weapons, it immediately reminded me of games like Borderlands. Borderlands 3, they said there's going to be tons of new weapons. There's one that walks on its own. And I'm glad to see Bungie sort of straying away from the old ways with some of the reskinned weapons or whatever, and making new ones like a hand cannon that fires like a sniper and this giant crit spot. It's pretty cool and I can't wait to see what comes out with Shadowkeep. Crucible players can finally rejoice. You may have to wait a little bit longer for September, but Lars Bakken has stated in the Vidoc that Crucible Labs will make a return with new updated game modes and some old favorites as well. He also stated they will be redoing certain playlists, and this is just the beginning of evolving this PvP, and unfortunately no word of trials as of yet, but one can always hope for future seasons. Next we have something that was kind of crazy. They want players to experience endgame almost immediately, feel like you're set in that endgame location right away, and not lock you behind hours and hours of content before you can actually get there. So it's exciting to see how that's going to work. They didn't really state how, but the new raid is going to be in the Black Garden. So that further fuels my theories of the darkness that I'll talk about in a couple of days here, but yeah. Now let's get into some of the secrets you may have missed within the Vidoc. The first one comes around 1 minute and 15 seconds, and the Monte Carlo is making a return. Here's a shot of the No Time to Explain being worked on. We've also seen many different shots of enemies. Some of them are coming back, some of them are new looking variants of the Hive, and I'll play those in a second here. First, here's some of the returning baddies, and some of these we've taken out for second and even third time. So here's Tanyx. I think this might be Civics, kind of hard to tell from me, let me know down below. Crota. The turtle himself, Gaul. And there's a bunch of other ones as well. I believe in the trailer itself there was even a look at Atheon. Also on the Shadowkeep page for Bungie.net, they have the different editions of the game. Here's a look at the standard Shadowkeep edition, which is $35. So of course it does not require ownership of previous Destiny 2 expansions to play. Within this you'll get new missions and quests, new destination and dungeon, new armor and gear to earn, an all new raid, the season pass for Season of the Undying, and more. Now if you're new to Destiny and you pre-ordered this, it looks like you'll get access on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One to receive Destiny 2, Curse of Osiris, and Warmind right away to begin playing today. Furthermore, if you pre-purchase, you also receive the Two-Tailed Fox exotic rocket launcher and an exclusive Hive-themed ornament once the Shadowkeep expansion comes out. You then have the Digital Deluxe Edition for the expansion. In addition to all that content mentioned above, the activities and experiences found in the Standard Edition, the Deluxe Edition will include access to 4 season passes, each offering their own seasonally unique activities and rewards. And you also get the little goodies like an exotic emote, emblem, and a ghost. And then if you're interested in something more physical, you have the Collector's Edition itself, which is the physical version. This will come with all the stuff mentioned in the digital edition, but you also get an emblem, a cryptoglyph replica, some moon related mission handbook, container, and journal, and also some artifacts from the Golden Age. It's worth mentioning that with the physical collector's edition, you won't get a physical disc of the game anymore. You're just going to get a download code sent to your email so you can download when the expansion comes out. And with that, Guardians, that's all I got for today's video. Make sure you check out the one from earlier today that discusses everything you need to know about the Destiny franchise moving forward. And I'm going to leave you with a slideshow of some new images from the moon, from this Vidoc, and also some runs I pulled from the Bungie.net files. So take a look at those, enjoy, and thanks for watching today's video.